Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Nicole Donyant-Moore, talking about reminiscing about Three Wishes. And so they wanted to surprise you. You surprised the town by building a library. And you know what? Before we move on from the library, describe what's the inside. The children's corner especially was just really special. Can you talk about that? Because I think that was really where your heart was.
The outside of the corner is actually a castle shell. And because I wanted it to be, fairy tale like and, to be a different world to enter into. And the inside of that is a mural that actually if I can recall, the lady from another show, the artist, they flew her in just to paint the mural inside of that corner.
Wow. Yeah, it's very special. If you haven't been there, you need to. It's just something to see. But that wasn't the end of it. You thought that was the end of it. They take you and you get to see, and there's this grand opening, and that was a very amazing day. But they had another surprise for you, didn't they, Nicole? What was that?
Yeah, they were surprised that I was, my wish was so selfless. And they said, well, you must have something you want for yourself. Mm-hmm. And I said jokingly, well, I'd like a horse, but my parents won't let me have one, or I have no place to keep one.
And that got their wheels turning.
Yeah, and that got their wheels turning. And then I think a month or two after that, they said, well, because I had been riding at Pegasus, and they said, well, you go pick out your horse and we'll buy it for you.
Oh,
and that started with a horse named Spirit, but then it ended up with a horse that I ride now consistently. His name is Jack.
Oh, Spirit was a little too spirited, I understand.
Spirit was too spirited, and he wasn't right for a therapy horse.
No, not a good therapy horse. No, not if they wanted to just go galloping around. No. But tell me about Jack.
Jack he's pretty cool. He's actually getting up there in age, but I ride him every Thursday night. For an hour.
That's awesome. Tell me about the experience, what that does for you, Nicole. What does being on Jack, what does that do for you physically, emotionally, mentally, everything?
Physically, because of my cerebral palsy, it helps me with my muscles and stretching my legs, and it gives me just that freedom to not be tight anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're able to just kind of, the muscles can relax a little bit and just kind of enjoy the ride.
Be able to have the horse do the walking for a while and me just having to sit there. And
a kind of a special relationship develops between the rider and the horse. Can you describe it?
The relationship, I would think, would be, just trust and compassion for one another and understanding, and because they're specially trained therapy horses, so they have to be trained a specific way for the individuals that ride them.
I know Jack knows you care so much for him, and I have a feeling you know that Jack cares so much for you as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of can pick that up. So from that whole experience, then you were an inspiration. You went on to college. You're now an old married lady, and you're just
5 years in July, actually.
Oh my goodness, happy anniversary. I can't believe it's been that long. My goodness.
You.
Very, very fun. And tell me about life now. How's life now?
Life is pretty good right now. I'm working for the Tuscarawas County Board of DD right now.
Mm-hmm.
And life is actually pretty good. I'm interning for them and doing things that they need help with. And I actually receive services through them myself. So I guess in a way it kind of made sense for them to hire me.
It's so cool to see someone give back once you've received something from an organization to turn around and then you're one of their products. And now you're able to give back by joining and becoming one of the family, one of the employees. Yeah, you're absolutely right. It just makes sense, and it's wonderful to see. So not only just that you're an employee, but you're taking the reins and running with them to go back to riding a horse again. But you're
Yeah.
really taking off with it. So for people who might just be tuning in, let's talk about the Fans Network, because that's what you were handed, and they said, this isn't going anywhere, Nicole, make it go somewhere. Talk about what we can do to help you with Fans Network and really help this take off.
Okay, well, the Fans Network is, just like I said before, a networking group. And I will say what it stands for again: friends, allies, and neighbors. And if you want to become part of it, all you would have to do is send me your contact information or your email, and I would put you on. We have an email list, and you could receive updates periodically about the Fans Network and be in the loop and, get updates about the program.
What's the best way to reach you?
The best way to reach me is by my email.
And that is?
Which is fans@tuskbdd.org.
Does anything have to be capital or lowercase or anything like that?
No, it's all lowercase.
Okay. fans@tuskbdd.org. And that'll go straight to you.
Yep, it'll go straight to me.
Now, not everybody's got water park tickets. What other kinds of things are you thinking of, or that maybe some other good ideas that people have had that might spark some other good ideas in others?
Well, like for instance, the first initiative, the Make a Memory Team, I had some examples of, maybe the Newtown Mall down in this New Philly area, or food gift cards, or anything of that matter.
So making a memory can be a tangible gift, but it also could be an experience?
Yes.
Nice. Okay. Tell me a little bit about the people. I know you're kind of new there, but are you starting to see some real neat stories that you've gotten to experience in the ways that Tusk BDD has impacted people's lives, maybe even your own life?
Yes, actually, I think a couple weeks ago there was a community partner breakfast for Tusk BDD, and I was one of the speakers, and there were several other speakers there. Talking about their experiences in their life. And this one individual, this one gentleman, he worked at the Columbus Zoo for a while. And that was a dream come true for him.
Wow.
And it was nice to hear his story and eat some great food, eat some great pancakes.
What has Tusk BDD meant to your own life?
They've actually helped me quite a bit.
In what ways?
Not only hiring me, but finding ways that I could be involved in my community and helping me that way, and just seeing, what I was capable of doing and, how I could contribute.
Was there ever any question? You are one of the most capable young women I think we've ever come across. You are an inspiration, Nicole. It is so fun to see the kinds of things that you get a dream, you get an idea, and you make it happen. And I've seen it time and time again. When you look to the future, like the next 5-10 years down the road, what would you like to be doing?
I would love to still be working with the board.
Well, I'm sure that they would love to have you. I'm sure that's a done deal if that's what you are wanting to do. Let's talk again about, you've got a great event coming up here, a launch party that's going to be benefiting Tusk BDD. And maybe, would you say, just introducing people to the services and so forth?
Yes, just introducing people to the program and the things that we have to offer through the program, the different initiatives and the different programs, like the Make a Memory Team, or we have a book club, and we have a game time, and we have another serving hands if they need transportation anywhere. It's learning more about those programs.
Nice.
and how they can get involved and if they want to help,
What
how
takes
they can volunteer.
what takes place at game time? I'm guessing book club, everybody reads the same book and talks about it. What takes place during game time?
Game time actually is going to be, it's actually still work in progress right now. It's going to be the second Saturday in the evenings from 6 to 8 in May through August.
Nice.
So depending on the weather, it's board games or outside games, or you can bring your own game if you prefer. And that is, again, people with or without disabilities, for everybody.
You know what I love is these.
We wanted to have some. We wanted to have some fun activities like game time and the Novel Adventures Book Club. And actually, the Novel Adventures Book Club is the first Wednesday of each month from 4 to 5.
Great. Again, anyone can participate.
Yes, and those are 2 fun activities for anybody.
Very fun. You know what I love is that often you have siblings, and they might have different. They're differently abled. And this gives everybody an opportunity to participate in the same activity together. Is that what was up your sleeve when you came up with these ideas?
Yes, and actually, and the way we accomplish that through a Saddleback educational publishing site, and what they have is called high-low literature, which means high interest reading, but low reading level for anybody.
Nice. So the content is interesting for everybody, and the words are easy to read.
Yes, exactly.
Great. That's awesome. Well, we want to hear all about it. We also want to do a lot of shopping at the chain store, and that's where this is taking place?
The Charm Store, yes.
Charm Store. Yeah, I can't read my own writing. So the Charm Store. And tell us again the date and place and the address and the time to meet.
The address at the Charm Store is the 117 West High Street in New Philly. And the launch party is on April 26th from noon to 2.
And you're going to have lots of fun treats and all kinds of great things, right?
Yes.
Nicole Donyett-Moore, you are an inspiration once again, and thank you so much. We will see you there. Thank you for everything you do in our community.
Thank you so much, Susie, for having me.